It's Week 15 of the NFL. And we've got Devontae Smith. And with him, any catch could be a big one. He's the NFL leader in touchdown receptions. It's the Texans and the Steelers on Monday night.
Oh, the cold weather certainly helping set the stage for what should be a physical primetime contest at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Tonight, we put a bow on Week 15 with a good Monday night matchup between the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand here. CD, you look at the Texans in this matchup. Well, they're pacing the NFL in passing yardage this season, but a tough test awaits them to stay in that top spot as they face one of the league's best secondaries.
And partner with how they've played this season, both sides are awfully confident they'll be able to put up big-time numbers. I think this is going to be a very entertaining game just because of that. So let's say it together. Eventually, something's got to give.
Set to go now on a wet and rainy night. And off we go to wrap up the week on a Monday night. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice.
They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 23 carries, 129 yards, and he threw a touchdown in there for good measure.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync. And that bodes well this late in the season.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked, they said they wanted this home crowd.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And he fields it cleanly. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And the Texans will take over. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's got it. The tight end, Allen. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Under pressure, and down he goes. T.J. Watt in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. 2 division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you talk about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because, to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these two teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
To throw is Andrews from the gun on 3rd down. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Back to throw again. And he will find his man on the outside. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Going to run the toss here to Harris. And this Texans defense, they're all charged up now. They stop him behind the line for the 2nd straight play. The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 5 yards from the end zone, 1st and goal. Back to throw. Andrews. Dancing to his left, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Continuing to play at that level, and when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. And his kick is indeed good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. So after drive number 3 here, we have a score. Points after the field goal. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Throwing to start the drive. Jeffers, open man, that's Devontae Smith. Pretty darn good, as you see right there on your screen.
I'll echo that. Darn good. 2 touchdowns, right? And the ability to be in sync with each other, right? To understand that he's going to be where the quarterback expects him to be when the ball's thrown.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. The Texans hit 12-1 now to start play, and they come in on the heels of yet another victory. That ran their win streak, Charles, up to 7 now.
And I think that last win, that established them and stamped them, to me, as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with extreme confidence, and you need that in order to go all the way.
And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jeffers. He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. 2nd and 5. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. They'll run here on 3rd and goal. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Isaiah Pacheco, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead.
But they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
And the kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Montez Sweat, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Operating from the gun. Andrews rolling to his left. He gets it complete to Harris. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. Now here's Andrews throwing on 3rd and long. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Here's Jake Camarda now. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This is fielded at the 27. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense taking over again. And, Charles, no 2 ways around it. Anytime you get the current number 1 and number 2 seeds in the AFC playing each other this late in a season, it's a big game.
It is definitely a big game, and not just for seeding and placement and such, but for trying to establish yourself as the team to beat. You want everyone else in the league to look at you and say, boy, it's going to be tough to knock those guys off.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jeffers. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down and less than a yard. Give him another one right back to Allen. And he is going to have a Texans first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. They'll go option to the short side. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And to the right side here, it's Allen. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. From the gun on third down. Jeffers outright and brought in by Moore. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
For Keenan Allen, that's complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down. To throw on second down. Jeffers caught by Allen. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
So they need 2 yards here on third down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive. Got his man complete. Moore. And he is going to have a Texans first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
I like the fact that they didn't overcomplicate things on that call. 3rd and 2. Just run the quick little hitch, which they did. Ball's out of quarterback's hands. And yes, indeed, they pick up the first down.
Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. Now a toss here, short side. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Now he'll try to run with this. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. From the gun on third down. Jeffers, touchdown. Keenan Allen with touchdown number 12 on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Elliott now to have the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it was Keenan Allen who finished it all off with the touchdown reception. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Steelers ready to take over on offense. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense. And how about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Andrews setting up the screen. Harris. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And the Steelers on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Jake Camarda sent on now to punt this away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken in at the 22. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Getting set to go again here on offense, Keenan Allen marches back onto the field. You look at the numbers for him, and 1,000 yards obviously well within his sights, barring injury. He will get there. The question, will he get there in this game?
Well, he would love to. Duh, right? Of course he would. But, you know, watching him play this year, we often talk about defenses, allocating extra resources to try and stop a guy of his ilk, right? But you know what else kicks in? His pride to say, okay, I don't care how many you throw in my direction, I'm still going to find a way to get open. I will use different moves. I will move against formation. I will come underneath routes and try and run through some people and kind of get natural picks in order to work his way open. He wants to get that 1,000, and he doesn't want any less passes to come to his direction.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Jeffers. This is Smith with a grab. Touchdown, Houston. Devontae Smith with touchdown number 20 on the year as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3. I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I want to wait until the season's over, but he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays. Yeah. They just have not found a way to block him consistently.
Andrews to throw on 2nd down.
That one to the sideline, and a nice catch there. He stays in bounds, but a penalty marker is down as well. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Andrews. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. He'll take it at the 42. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. but a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jeffers. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Throwing on 1st down. Jeffers. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. The quick slant caught. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. 2nd and goal from the 1. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll go with a keeper. And this time he breaks the plane. He's in for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Texans are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more.
On for the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Takes it at the 7. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter as this offense takes the... Throwing to start the drive. Jeffers. Allen's got it, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
On 1st and 10, Jeffers. And that one complete downfield to Allen. He'll get it inside the 20, and he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. It's their quarterback. His second touchdown of the night as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Well, Charles, he's already proven that he's not afraid to tuck that football down on the option, and he's into the end zone for the second time in the game.
And that's exactly what you need from your quarterback. The ability to run the ball fearlessly. And in fact, many quarterbacks will tell you running the football doesn't scare them. Standing in the pocket and taking blindside hits, that's what terrifies them.
Elliott good with a PAT, and they open the lead up now to 25. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive, and was polished off by the touchdown run from the 16-yard line. From the 6. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know, it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
You're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
Andrews now looking to throw on 2nd down. Got an open man. It's Pickens. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. Looking to throw. Andrews. Finding Pickens for another catch. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. They'll look to throw again. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it. Past the 20. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded right around the 8. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it.
And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD. Well, whatever adjustments they're trying to make over on that sideline, Charles, this defense, they just seem to be a step in front of them and not giving them a chance to implement any of those changes. And here, a pick six, and they widen the lead.
At least a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps. And right now, they are thinking hard about putting this opponent away. That turnover, it grew their lead and just totally deflated that offense. Now these next couple of series, you can take them out of the game entirely if you continue on this pace.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season. And add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Here's 2nd and 8. And it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads. And he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
And this one complete to Smith. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Back to throw. Jeffers. Throw right side, taken in by Collins. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jeffers. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they got the turnover started with great field position. But in the end, the defense able to hold firm. And they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm. Backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down. Off play action. Andrews. And his throw's going to be incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Andrews. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. Harris running straight ahead. Room here to run. Finding room at midfield. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 48 yards on the ground. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
That's going to be caught by Pickens. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around, and we know they'll be here before you know it.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Harris is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Now Andrews going to throw on 3rd and goal. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
Marquez Callaway
from 4 yards out.
And the Steelers are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Still comfortably on top, 3rd quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10.
That's right. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, resentful that we they'll start on the ground here on 1st down,
and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin.
Back now in Pittsburgh. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jeffers. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety.
The goal here is about getting...
Throwing to start the drive. Jeffers looking here for Smith downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Houston.
Devontae Smith
with his 2nd touchdown.
Like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Well, I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use than that. Man, one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah.
Let's go now.
To throw is Andrews on 1st and 10. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it.
He finds Pickens over the middle.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception.
And the Texans will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
This offense ready for their upcoming series as we...
They'll start this drive out on the ground. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
To throw on third down. Jeffers over the middle to Smith.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Looking to throw. Jeffers.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And this time he's going backwards. So after the gain on the last attempt, here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, the only silver lining on the other sideline, CD, is that they kept him out of the end.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes the return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally...
And Andrews lost the football, and the Texans scoop it. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. On 2nd down, there's the option going left. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. That one will go for 9 yards and a 1st down on the keeper.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, That'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the fourth. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 22. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
He needed 2, he got 1, and it's down to the yard. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they manage to convert.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
From there. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. Back to throw. Jeffers. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. This will be a 37-yard attempt. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these 2 teams meet. But until then, this game's over.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation